We're live, reporting live. I've always wanted to say that. Reporting live, the Jordan Whittington Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Orangebloods Texas football YouTube channel. That matters more than ever now since this is not on YouTube right now. I'm not really sure. Live stream, I've only done it for pregame and postgame shows. But how are you, Jordan?
I'm great. How are you?
You always do this to me. Like we go from the regular conversation, you telling me about this, that, and then all of a sudden it's just like I have nothing to say.
I have so much to say. It's just
Okay.
you asked me how I'm doing. That's all I got for you with that question.
Okay. Well then tell me what you were telling me before we started. Where are you going today?
Today I am going to my high school's playoff game. It's round 4 of 6, so it's pretty important. And I haven't got to see them play yet. My little cousin is a starting receiver, so I'm looking forward to watching it.
In what high school?
Cuero High School. You know this. They know this.
They don't know. They might not. You always have to repeat things for the new viewers. Always have to. Anywho's, Jordan, you played in your last 2 games, Kansas State and West Virginia. West Virginia went first, Kansas State last game. I was not expecting you to be back this year because of our talks.
Yeah.
What happened to our talks?
I think I was honest when we had those talks. At first I wasn't sure about it, but I don't know. When it's something you love and you feel like you can do it, eventually it's gonna be like, man, I gotta get back out there and help in any way that I can. So that was just my motivation for that. But I was happy. I was happy that I did it. I told my mom, I was like, because there were um, things like in the games where most people would have been upset, but I was happy that I was out there. That was a big accomplishment for me, was coming back early and being able to play. Be with the team again.
Yeah. And I have to ask, like, let's be honest here. We have this relationship now where we could do this.
hmm
Do you feel like you were truly ready to be back? Or did you feel like the pressures of the team needing you?
Mm, that's a good question. Okay, I think I told you this. I think physically I was ready to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, I wasn't sure. Did I still have pain in my shoulder? Yes, but would I blame that on anybody? No. That was all me. Like me deciding, hey, I'm good enough to play. So no, that's not. I wouldn't have put blame on anybody except for me. That was me, wanting to come back and play. So I did, but I was good enough to play. I would have known if I couldn't play. Trust me, I would know. I've been
Yeah.
through it. I've been through it before. So yeah, I was out there. It felt good to be out there. I didn't really touch the ground the West Virginia game, so I was unsure. And then Kansas State, I got tackled for the first time in like 8 weeks. So yeah, it didn't hurt. So it was good.
Okay. I mean, when I saw that you were out there, I was kind of like, Jordan, we
A
just
lot of people, a lot of people said
spoke
that. A
about
lot of people told me to wait. Yeah, I had a lot of people telling me to wait. But yeah, I did it.
it's not that I necessarily wanted you to wait. It was more so like I didn't want you to rush. So it's kind of
hmm
like the other way. I really
Yeah,
wanted you to really focus in on your mental health and make sure that you're okay before you jump to it because football will always be there.
yeah,
So
for sure.
that was my thing, but you got this under control. I did see a question that I did want to ask. Have any
Okay.
recruits caught your eye?
Um, I haven't really paid a lot of attention to high school recruits, but I have been seeing transfers and stuff like that. A lot of people. I've been seeing something about like you can make a championship team with the transfer portal or something like that. But yeah, I've seen some of that. A lot of stuff on Twitter I run across, but I haven't really paid that much attention to it because I was in the season. But now, since I have free time, of course, I'm gonna do what I can to help.
And
But
speaking
I'd
about
say there was one. There was a receiver. He committed to A&M.
Evan
Yeah,
Stewart,
Yeah, I've heard of him, so that'd be the main one that caught my eye.
Yeah, I think that that was the main one that caught my eye too, because it's a lot of high schoolers running around here taking official visits to Texas. It's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
So it's like I only really knew
Hmm.
about Evan and maybe who was it, Peyton Manning's nephew. Those are like
Hmm.
the only two really.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I see that question. What can a healthy Longhorn team do next year?
It could do a lot. It could be dangerous. We did have some injuries that impacted us a lot last season, but yeah, it's very slim to always have a healthy team, like for any team. But yeah, if we can do that, it'll be great.
Now, I wanted to take it back to recruiting just a little bit,
Hmm.
but you were once a recruit a couple years ago.
Hmm.
You have the experience of what to look at. And I just want to know, like, what's the key to recruiting? Like, what really, besides the generic answer of, I want to spend 4 years at the University of Texas because it's a prestigious
Hmm.
university. I'm tired of
Hmm.
hearing that. I want to know what it was about UT that really caught your eye.
My reason is way different than most people would say. My main reason was Austin.
Okay.
Um, that was my main thing. Like I know I wanted to be in a big city, so I like narrowed it down to UT, UCLA. I think those were my main two. So I know I wanted to be in a big city. Next, it was I had to actually go and watch how the coaches coach. Like I had to be at the practice. I had to go see something. Because I mean, recruiting. Let's just be honest. When you're coming on a visit, everyone's gonna be nice to you. That's how it works.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I had to see it raw. Um, Other than that, I prayed a lot. It was a big decision for me. But ultimately, I was like, Austin's right down the street. I know people there already, and which place would I have the best networking ability at? And it was UT for me. So the city, seeing the coaches actually coach, and where could I network the best at? Those are my main three things, and Austin was the best one for me.
I definitely can relate. Yeah, and are you transferring? Is there something that we need to know about?
I don't know what that means. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people transferring, so I guess I've seen a lot of different teams, like a lot of people leaving. So I guess that's what that's about. But
Jay
I
Witt, are
don't.
you transferring?
I right now I am at UT, and that's what I'm gonna do. That it's crossed my mind. I can't lie, it's crossed my mind. But ultimately, I started here, so I want to finish here. But yeah, I'm
And
gonna have talks. I'm gonna have talks with people, my family, and all that. But nah, I'm pretty solid right now at UT.
okay, I caught your drift. That's all
And
I.
I need my degree
Hit
from
from
here.
you.
I need my degree from UT too, so that wouldn't be smart to, you know.
And what advice do you have for Longhorn fans to be excited for next year that it will be different than this year?
I would say before you could build something up, you got to break it down, and I think last season was the breakdown part, and I think that it will be way better molded. I think it would be a way better team. I think it would look totally different, and I still believe in what Coach Sark believes in. So yeah, it would be great, man. I wouldn't say just give up on somebody because you go down for 1 year. I mean, that's how greatness. That's how you get great. You have to go through something hard first. And I think we did. But yeah, we'll see.
What does it take to be a D1 wide receiver?
It takes discipline, especially at the wide receiver position. It takes discipline. It takes you gotta have pride. You have to have a certain swagger about yourself. You have to, for me, you have to have like a dog mentality. I feel like a receiver. A lot of people say prima donna, but that's never really been me. I don't be out there all flashy and stuff. I like to get
Jordan
physical.
Whittington isn't a prima donna.
Not on the field. Real life, like outside of football. Outside of football, yes, I'm a prima donna, but on the field, I gotta get all tough and stuff. So, um, yeah, that's what it takes.
Okay. Are I don't even know if I can ask this live. Are you planning on coming back next year? Not just like transferring. We talked about the possible transfer, but are you coming back next year?
As in playing football again?
Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay, I'm gonna say this is the first time that I'm saying this. All right, I know I'm doing this for you. I know that next season, at first, there was a possibility that I wouldn't be playing football anymore, and I would be getting my degree. But I told myself I would play one more year of college football. So that's the plan. Next year will be the last college football season for me.
Okay, you heard it here first. Next year will be the last college
Yeah,
football.
despite the eligibility and all that, I got one more.
And what do you look forward to the most during off season?
um, I look forward to. That's why I'm excited to go watch this high school game because high school football, you actually get to. I don't know, like you see the process. You grew up with all these people, so I'm excited this off season of seeing this team, like mold together. Like the whole process. Last year we didn't really get the whole process. We had the coaching stuff happen, all the COVID stuff, but this offseason I'm excited to see the process of a team becoming great, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while you've been hurt, what are some things that you have noticed about the team that you might not have noticed just being in it? It can be a different perspective. So just you looking from the outside for those couple of games where you were out, those 8 weeks that you were out, what are some things that you noticed?
I noticed that mentality of some people was not the right mentality that we needed.
Yeah.
I think I told you that there were people that were all bought in. There were some people that checked out. There were different types of things going on, and I think we preached a lot at practice, but ultimately each individual has to decide. They have to make a conscious effort every day to commit to the program, and I think at times there were people that didn't. I wouldn't say I wasn't. I think there was a point where I was back and forth with it. I had a lot of stuff going on, so
Mm-hmm.
football wasn't the main thing on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But it's human nature, But just being able to lock in and be fully committed for a whole season is ultimately what you need for a team to be a championship team.
When you notice someone checked out, how do you as a player confront it?
Um, it really depends on the player. Some of them you can just tell them like get back into it, or whatever, or you got to motivate them. Or some people they have to do it, like they have to make the effort.
Yeah, I understand that. And we have another question. Off-season team conditioning and prep. Anything different this year with approach?
Yeah, I think it would be more. There needs to be more. I think there will be more of a focus on discipline. I think it would be way harder. Just because we need it. To be honest, this team needs that type of discipline, that type of love for each other, to where you can go through those hard workouts and all that, and be with each other every day. I feel like that's how you build a championship team. I've been on one, and it was a lower level, but it kind of is the same thing. The only thing that changes the level of competition and stuff like that. But I've seen it, and I think that's how it's going to be.
My thing is, let's okay. You got to get me to understand this
Mm.
because you can't make people care, and you
Yeah.
can't make people want something that they don't want for themselves in a way. And you said that some people were checked out, some people weren't. Like what do you do in a situation like that? What as a coach can you do to help them? You know?
Um, I'm not sure if I mean you could always say what you have to do to motivate them, do what you can to make players trust you, and I think our coach did that. I've said it. I've been quoted on it a lot of times, saying that I trust him and he makes me want to play my best, and he brings out the potential in players. But at the end of the day, it's on the person. making the decision to do it. You
Yeah.
could, like the quote, take me to water, but you can't just make me drink it. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing.
So then where do you go from here? Like, will it help that we're sounds bad,
Mm-hmm.
but will it help that we're losing a lot of guys? And the guys that we're losing are like the seniors, the super seniors, and just those guys who have basically gone through about 3 coaching switches. It's harder for them to get bought into another one. But now we're getting like a fresh new load. Will that help?
Mm-hmm. Um, I think that the people that are here need to just establish it before other people do get here. So that's
Mm-hmm.
all that those people know. Does that make sense?
It does in a way.
Yeah, you want to establish it so when the people get here, that's what they know. So
Yeah,
I think that's
set the
what
tone.
needs to happen. Yeah, and I think that's what will happen. I'm not sure. I don't really put the blame on any individual player or group of players or anything like that because I'm one of the players that's been through 3 coaching staffs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, either way, you got to buy in. And you just got to have trust. And I think a lot of players do trust what we're doing, and it'll work. It'll work out.
And how do you continuously remain bought in?
Hmm. You continue to remain bought in pretty much off the love that you have for the team, individual players, coaches. It's built off of love and trust. Anything else, all the flashy stuff is all temporary. But at the end of the day, when you're going through adversity, the stuff that's going to hold you together is going to be the love and the trust. It's not going to be the NIL stuff or what you got going on individually or anything like that.
Okay. I like
You
that you said the NIL stuff.
know? Huh?
The
Well, it
NIL.
is. It's past now. It's past now. People out here making money.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all are.
Especially female basketball players. I seen like 2 of them somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? There's twins.
I know what you're talking about. I saw one that just signed something, I think, for Gatorade.
That's a good
Yeah,
question that I see up there.
that's a good question. Jordan, have you ever considered trying your hand at safety?
I
Is that
have.
something that the staff has ever approached you about?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but I came here. I was recruited by the safeties coach. I was offered by the safeties coach, and I was coming here thinking that I would play safety. Yeah, so I ended up going to running back, then I ended up going to receiver. But safety has always been something that I've wanted to try. And to be honest, I would do it. If they threw it at me, I would definitely do it.
I could definitely see it. I think
Yeah,
DeMarvin
man. I
was
used to be.
recruited
I used to
for
be. You
safety.
know what I'm saying? I used to be. I was nice. I was nice.
Stop talking about it in like past tense. I think DeMarvion was also recruited to be a safety, and then they moved him to
Hmm.
linebacker.
Yeah.
That's like deep in my memory though. Let's see. Do you think it was better for the team to move on from this season, or do you think a bowl game would have helped the team more? Ooh, I like this
That
question.
is a great question.
Yeah, that's a great question, Chase.
I think I don't know how to answer this. I don't know which one would have been better. I think either one. There's lessons to learn in either one, but a bowl game definitely would have been a great thing to do. I mean, it always is. Everyone wants to go to a bowl game, and you get to leave. You get to finish that season winning a bowl. That is a lot of motivation, but also doing it the way we did is also a lot of motivation. It's just 2 different types, if that makes sense. But I think either one is good.
Hmm. So something we've talked about before we get to this question, something you and me we've talked about in the past was you guys didn't all of a sudden start playing bad. You
Yeah.
know, it's always been
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds bad, but y'all have always been playing not up to you guys' full potential.
Yeah.
And according to the team, it's kind of like here we are to expose it. To expose
Mm-hmm.
the things that have just been forgotten about because you guys will win. And you and me, we've talked about, y'all made a lot of errors against the TCU game. And a lot of those errors went unnoticed because y'all won.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's a fantastic point because a lot of the time it did happen over the season. So I'm like, making a bowl game, would Coach Sark go into this next year, like you said, setting the tone and with more intent and more fire if y'all made a bowl game? It's like, are you going to give a child a reward for not being good?
Yeah, I honestly, I think he would have went into this next season the same way, bowl game or not, because I mean we all know that we didn't, live up to our potential. So yeah, I think it would have been the same thing. I think the people around us, the external factors, probably would have been not on us as much. Does that make sense? But
Yeah.
the coach, yeah, the internal, the facility, the coaches, and everything, it would have been the same thing because we know, what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay. Do you feel like this coaching staff has had its full effect on the team, or is there more to come?
I saw another question too about my biggest fear.
Oh yeah, the biggest fear one.
That's a good one. All right, what is your biggest fear in life? I kind of want to answer this because it's not football related. I would say my biggest fear in life. I should have had an answer ready before I even told him to bring this back up. But I think my biggest fear in life would either be regret of not doing something or doing something to or not doing something because the thought of other people, the opinion of other people. I always pick happiness over everything. So if something makes me happy, I do it. Like that's just what I do. Because at the end of the day, I'm not really. I'm here to make people happy, inspire people. I always am. But when it comes to deciding on something, I don't. I'll always consider a person, but my ultimately is going to be my happiness that makes me do whatever I do. So I'm always pick me. If that
You
makes
couldn't
sense.
have said like a spider, or like you're afraid.
No, because I'm not really scared of those things. I'm not scared of look. I'm not scared of anything physical or anything that bleeds.
Okay,
Everything I'm scared of has to do with me. If that makes sense.
I can
So
absolutely agree. I
yeah.
can, I can relate to that. Not wanting to do something because you're too scared and this, that, and the other. So just to wrap it up, do you feel like this coaching staff has had its full effect on the team, or is there more to come?
Definitely more to come. A lot more.
That answer was so bland to me. So now I'm gonna ask my final question before we wrap it up. What are your thoughts on Lincoln Riley taking off to USC?
Oh, I did see that. I had a lot of people call my phone and tell me that. But I mean, I don't know if that's what he wanted. He was at OU for a while. I mean, if that's what he wanted to do, he got a great deal. I saw everything, like every part of the deal. It's crazy. But yeah, man, I didn't really think too much of it. I was kind of surprised, but I wasn't at the same time. Cause he like said some type of interview where like he wouldn't be the coach at LSU, so I knew he would be the coach somewhere else. But yeah,
I didn't
I'm
get that
excited to
from
see what he does. I did. That's all I
I
got from.
every time I've asked you guys, so I interviewed Denzel and Tope
Mhm.
yesterday, and both of their reactions was just like, I don't care. We've had 3 coaches. Like, oh, you will be okay. So
I
all
would
y'all,
see OU wasn't. I wouldn't even when I heard it. OU didn't cross my mind. It was just like really him and USC that crossed my mind. Like, oh, he's going to USC. I wasn't thinking about OU at all, but I was like, that's crazy, especially the deal. That was the main thing. I was like, oh my
I
god,
was trying to see how much he
what?
signed for.
What? It's crazy.
It is crazy. They like bought both of his houses in Oklahoma and a private jet.
Hmm.
I'm like,
It's crazy. Any consideration on going to the NFL? Yeah, I can answer that. My
yeah,
bad.
you
I'm
can
reading
answer that
before
if
they
you want
pop
to.
up.
Now, since you already
Yeah,
did it,
yeah, definitely. Definitely after next season. Yeah, that's what I want to do. If it doesn't work out, the old me, if it didn't work out, wouldn't have known what to do. But if it doesn't work out, I don't think I'll be mad or upset. But yeah, definitely give it a shot. Of course.
definitely gonna give it a shot. Well, this was
Yeah,
fun. Do you like the live stream better?
I do. I like these questions. It's cool.
they're coming from everywhere. You see how it's like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
I like it like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jordan Whittington Show live stream, reporting live with the Jordan Whittington Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Orangebloods Texas Football YouTube channel. Turn on the alerts. So now every single time we post a Jordan Whittington Show, you will know. You'll be the first one to see it. And I post all the cliff notes for it on the board. And I think we're still having a sale for Orangebloods right now, if I am correct. And y'all should get into it with that. Get into it. And that's it.
Do it.